So in this module, we are going to discuss two different ideas that helped to decrease the damage done by the hierarchical model to the public services. So these two ideas or these two philosophies moved the public sector closer to the private sector. So these two ideas are managerialism and new public management. So what is managerialism? So managerialism is the process of subjecting the control of public services to the principles and practices of managerial coordination, meaning thereby, in simple words, think of yourself not as a bureaucrat or a civil servant, but as a manager in a private concern, and then decide. So it reoriented the way the welfare services were provided. It meant the doing away of the hierarchical model. So of course the public sector couldn't be private sector, but at least it could be more like private sector. That was the idea of managerialism. So emphasis was on quality, efficiency, customer care, value for money, and competition. The 3 E's: economy, efficiency, and effectiveness. Some argued that the introduction of managerialism is a 2-stage process. So you have to introduce in a 2-stage process when you move from a hierarchical model to a market model. First was the culture of a strong management and controlling costs. So costs need to be focused, first of all, and they need to be controlled. And there should be criteria on which different costs had to be decided. The second is devolution, quality, and customer focus. So in the first stage, you control the cost, you try to make it more profitable, and then you devolve power to the lower level so that lower level managers can give more or better service to the public. New public management is a new type of management, and it is again heavily influenced by the private sector. So in this management, we have, unlike the government sector, transparent budgets. So budget making is more transparent, and outsiders can see why certain projects are given funding and why other options were ignored. People can also intervene in the budget making process, like it was done, for example, during the devolution of 2001, where a part of the budget was given to civil society organizations to decide themselves where they can spend it on. So from bureaucrats, the budget was transferred to civil society organizations. Then the budgets are devolved as well as the services. So budget making is not done in Islamabad or Lahore. Budget making is done in districts or even tehsils under the new public management. Costs are attributed to outputs, not inputs. So you link every spending with the outcome. So why you are spending this much on this school? Because this number of children graduated from this school. It's not that you spend on school every year without thinking what it is delivering, what is the output. There is a greater emphasis on quality under the new public management. Quality cannot be ignored because in bureaucracy you have to give a large number of services. So usually when you go to banks or state-owned banks like national banks, they argue that we serve 150 people, while Standard Chartered Bank serves 10 people in a day. So how can we have the same quality as Standard Chartered Bank? The new public management argues that standards of quality have to improve. Yes, the standard of quality of Standard Chartered Bank and National Bank will always be different, but this doesn't mean that National Bank has a blank check of never improving its quality. So they have to improve their quality. Then the new public management introduced performance indicators. So everyone knows what it should be done, and everyone will be checked after a year, after 6 months, of what he or she has done. So nobody is given the paycheck without looking what he or she has done in the last month or in the last year. So another action or another idea of new public management is the exit. So you are given, the public is given the option of leaving the provider. So there should be more than one provider under the new public management.